This is Jafric Radio.
Good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. You are welcome to Jafric Radio, and this is Ghana from Japan. Sede de bia ye no ye mamo adwo e mamo achi baby bia wo share free bia so share free Ghana and also share free Japan. Jumedie ye Ghana from Japan. Sede de bia ye no enen so ye de eba mo akwem free sisemre ya kopim se no watwebebo no yenso ye besi nkunya na ya discuss ni ya ekoso e wo Ghana memu efa eye politics any social issues say de bia ye no eye your pundit no from the NPP side and also from the NDC side ebeba be join na ye din komone ye be din komo bebre titru pa no ye be share NPP primaries ya eba so 31st January no ye be share na ye di ho komo nyoma ekoso campaign gina so gidigidi enra echi enomuko sign the peace pact no enyoma bebre ekoso amanfo edi ho komo yenso ye be share na ye di ho enkomo ye former finance minister honorable Kenneth Ofori Atta ono so ya chino ewo US IC ya chino oda so IC detention center ono so ye be di ne ho nkomo ye be hwe ekwan we ne ye be fa so na yetumi anya akwanya no mde na bagana na yatoto na no ana se ye be hwe bibi foforo enim kwan eno so ye be di ho nkomo ye omamba pa Kofi Bibini from the NPP side eba be kayensa ena Mr. Yaya Seidu enso so eba be kayensa na ye di jumedie na before say ye be call politics ne so no ene ye wo nkomo sonko kra ye ne mo ebetwetwen ye wo nkomo sonko kra ye ne mo ebetwetwen last 2 weeks ye share ye no say ye di nkomo about met scholarship no yesa di nkomo about kwan a obefa so a obetumi atro Japanese proficiency exams no na wetumi nya certificate na wetumi dey apply for the MES scholarship and o penny bi wo ntem ha ye ne no eba betwetwen sa Japanese proficiency exams no ye ne ba betwetwen ho enkomo obekire kwan a ye befa so a ye betumi asua Japanese no na yetumi atro exams na nya certificate and say abodin a yes so say apply for anything ewa Japan ha say ye dwuma say ye scholarship ana bibia na ana wa kwa na opese usua na say wo de ye nyoma bi mpo a ene obete ho nsem nyina ewo dwumadie so meka say dwumadie Ghana from Japan me a me di dwumadie ho chia me ye frɛ me Dr. Prince DACOSTA ABOAGYE me na me di dwumadie dwumadie de brɛ free Jafric Radio.
This is
So I'll
Jafric
share
Radio.
YouTube and as I will share Facebook also obetumi eja wo comment comment section mu na ye be share ni akenkan na de ama wo question bi a obetumi so eja Facebook and YouTube ye be kenkan na ye yiwa no said ye say na efata dwumadie say me sika no bosome bia no memenda etosomienu ene memenda etwato no na ye de dwumadie ebrem ntimo nkoso na mo hwe na mo share na mo and like unsubscribe to your YouTube page no so a ye be share say obe subscribe so that anytime bia no o on notification na ye share program na se pe na wonso so wahu nia eko ye benya notification na chese wonso so watenya eko eti menche ho no we de quickly no ene ya check akra ye besre ahwefo ne etiefo se ode be cheyen ye be ko na ye ne Mr. Christopher Appel ono na ye CEO of Chris Language Academy
This is Jafric Radio.
ye ne no ebetwetwe enkomo ewo Ghana from Japan so eti nwewaso na tie ye owo question bia so a obetumi eja ewo ye YouTube and also ye Facebook platform ne so ye be kenkan dia mo Mr. Chris Akwaba.
Yo, minia Dr. DACOSTA ABOAGYE. Physical kadochi, mahu ne.
Yes. Yeah, that's so say eja what to me enya akwenya na waba journey na ene ebedi nkomo free last 2 weeks course no aba messages na ba Chris Language Academy enya ni tie ne honsem ekọ deeper anke pepa because yenyina no yenya ya anka yebesua Japanese kasa no nanso platform no eni ho ebi a obekọ no na Japanese nko na omoka wa mu nte na wo kwa kosua de na yesa ka de wo nte na asade a kyerɛw eti no na yesa we ni beto dwa no na yesa eja yetwa fufu ama na tonkwan mu tin yesa ne ye CEO na nkasa ebetwetwe nkomo enim se dodo na so ehwe dodo na so etio enti before say ebekọ Chris Language Academy so no me pese one kasa ye kase Mr. Christopher apewa on hwan.
Yo, minia Dr. ABOAGYE DACOSTA. Nyamishira. Good. Yo, nika fa nchia kesi mu odin fama ebusuafo nyina yema Japan fo nyina afishiapa yema Ghana fo nyina so afishiapa the CEO of Jafric Radio King Pope baby ohobia nchie mu odin de mano ewo sa ni modern ba obo afi na miamidi mani ehu say yes na as we the youth too we will help Nature Jafric Radio so afa ne tuma pa efra nyina ebekrem so ubusam say me crame ni say within the Christopher we see apple we see nama next time you bishim
Sure.
Wow, my mom was in here. I said, I don't know what you said. We seen every menu free. Yeah. I came to Japan. I think that was in 2012, August. And I'm free Ghana about Japan. Now, me by Japan say I have to now. In the year 2026. Let's see. I'm saying me 14th years. Neither. Me 14 year na ede mesimuno eti yabobia na me buy no for all my life I've worked in the construction company and also my adwuma hodo bebre but me say construction one because I have a dream
okay
which you sami na na dambo judgment ko we na msis kefi ani yes sik so I had to stop. I had to quit. Now, I call that was 2017. In Mijai, man, I sat down with my boss amicably. In Mijai, man. So, yeah, I mean, office work in the year.
Office work in the way it's here.
Hey, minimum, yeah. Me try to me call interview be. But everybody JLPT as me everybody na me wo some qualification be to me free I can want to be me team be say I say bra na me call interview na see afa time judgment in there with the family wife so can no kai me boss graduate me but I have ti me ko badjuma no ko airport on so no man ko go bi honi mase ko badjuma pa ko badjuma mo odin. They say before plane, there are some security measures, procedures you have to go through. Yes, you know, Namida international line honor will be trembling yes, the Japanese woman should come Brofono became opportunity for me. You know, Midaho, yes, please deal with it, deal with them. To be boy, I bet you me shame when I say, yeah, can office work now, yeah, office worker, father. I say, no, yeah, let's sit down. See, so Narita International Airport, there be every year be a year, a friend say, security screening, year screen contest. Yeah, see, I say, I was selected to be part of it. See, you know, now say, your company, no, the second, but I was the MVP. See, they wanted to use to advise there to, long person, a friend say, a dear no, a detriment. Yeah, say in car in the say be
okay.
Yeah,
that's nice. Oh, great. Oh, into we call for now new year Juma or airport one no.
Yes, me
Oh,
was the only
oh.
black in the shop.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
I sat down with them and said, no, I can't continue with the work because I have family. If they say,
Mm-hmm.
no, say, okay, yeah, but I will not disclose this in here. So
Yeah.
I had no
Mm-hmm.
I quit the job. I'm going to biara that I have to quit the job. So my boss heard that I was quitting the job. I said, come back. We take you over. And I'm here there. It's not come back. Dear more, because this company, construction company, I'm going, it helps me to learn,
Mm-hmm.
to just build my dream. And then whilst working, I also help other
This
my
is
colleagues
Jafric Radio.
and other foreign nationals when it comes to translation, when it comes to language, and then also culture adaptation. I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
when sir, you maybe I meet you cry, say, oh, Chris, wait, Nyaka, near the Abremi. I mean, no, I have to learn the language well. And when a mommy build this, friend come like me to me, a builder upon and yeah, the abedu sati be away.
Abedri Sambre. Yo, sure. Na say one kasa no obi kan wa bobil e Japan and wa sectors ni nyina both the former informal ni nyina no wa bo ni nyina.
Hotel, and then hotel near Trini giddy, but we say this next month, only one day. Yeah, Trini.
Quickly, before say
Yeah.
call into the details na kasa regarding Japanese language, you know. Wo hwe baby a wetumi wura sectors a waye ye adwuma wo nyina. Wo hu ni say language ni so aboa wo. Ema wetumi nya easy access to these opportunities ana.
Hey, and then make a job America visa pro my passport. Obi tu na come say me kwai dai mabo me kura wa ha. Mabo me aboa me. And one thing I want to tell 40 Kasani Kasabia, like especially when you are traveling to a country that don't speak English. I always tell my students say you have an extra chance. Number one, you speak English. There's always something other language in the oh, they like you. They like you.
Yeah.
But if one you might think Japanese don't like foreigners. And just but the moment you learn and get close to them, that is where you will know say Japanese like foreigners. But it's so difficult to because after we cannot communicate. Abuami. Na minwe is just the beginning. Hi.
Sure. Yeah, that's it. Me pese afi ye ko ye kasa na kasa mu. Say kasa Japanese proficiency na idim say your levels, your GLPT 1, 2, 3. I might be wrong because me need sector ni mu ye. Levels no a free say ne kusi say. E dean na ye kese, dean na ye ketwa. Say van say oh shase a, o shase free say no akodru say.
Okay. That's a question. That's a question we call for Taibu Sapa. And then I'll take time to explain it to the interest of the friends, the viewers. And before I'll go to this GLP to make adwi as some about this. And he said, Dr. Salva Japan, only say we have two types of Japanese language education here. Do you know?
Debbie, share me.
And it's number one, your Kokugo. Kokugo is what? Kokugo.
Okay.
Kokugo is Japanese language. Koku means national. Okay. Koku Gono a language. Okay. So Kokugo is what? National language.
Okay.
National. This Kokugo, who are responsible for this? They are the natives, the Japanese. Omona omotekisa Kokugo. Okay. It's say young ones now they come from foreign countries, you know. They start from elementary school. And they go and do the Kokugo. Okay. Yes. It's Japanese we know say onu so akusua we know ha. Otun radio automatically the language what? The person will acquire the language. Okay. And there is other one. The other one is what? Japanese language school.
Oh, okay. Until your difference, Kokugo no. And I watch Japanese language school na nkasa so ho.
Okay. Yes. Yes. It's a Japanese language school. Who are they for?
Okay.
Yes. purposely they are for foreign students. They are for foreigners. Let me say, put it in this way.
Okay.
They are for foreigners. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are Japanese learned or taught as a foreign language. That's what you mean. Hi. Now, one will be taking a friend say Japanese education way. Omo to claim free. Amanone ede abakrumha. There is no restrictions, no age limits. No Japanese will come and say, I'm going to a Japanese language school. They didn't see that. Okay. Omo native, ne friend Kokugo Kyoiku, national language education. Okay. Yes, it's Obia between Kobia. Then who are eligible to teach? And you Obia between actually a friend say education with our language school. Anyway, those friends say the natives, the Japanese natives who have taken Japanese language as a specific purpose.
Okay.
They have taken Japanese language as a specific JSP, a friend JSP, Japanese as a specific what? Purpose.
Oh, okay. To say be fancy we so English or quiet TOEFL. Ghana also call Winneba ne UCC now call education, local language education. Almost so okay.
You are right.
Okay.
You are right. And then we also the foreigners who want to take Japanese as a foreign language to teach. Yes.
Okay.
And yes, also sorry, now Japanese in Japanese in tea or sorry, and over Japanese. You mean see that? You can't say that. Come wife Japanese ni. So what mean because only to me kratano. And you will have to go into a friend say teachers your friend say your term you a friend of pedagogy, the methodology, any techniques. I bet it. Now what you then that show quite facility.
Method out of try the name structure ni bibia. Obey your curriculum near the
that is it. How to design the curriculum and then what you are saying. It's no. Let's say Japanese language school. No. The one thing is you share something like a friend said, this 4 skills: listening, speaking, writing, and then reading, and then grammar. A friend said communication. We also do daily conversation. Then we have the JLPT. Okay, JLPT. That's where our attention will come on. Okay. Then we also learn something like
Mr. Chris JLPT. No, different from listening because me basic conversation. Me basic conversation. And no nice. I mean drew JLPT ni baby akra. Sure. Okay. Mr. Mami.
Pakwana kamebe kaka oni say. A friend BB friend say survival Japanese. Survival Japanese. Yes.
And also there.
And the you see, when you go to city office, there are some terms you might not know. When you go to post office, migration, supermarket, and survival needs. Okay. There are no one JLP they just daily conversation to survive within these institutions and also there is a chance.
Okay.
Yeah. JLPT is also included in the Japanese language school. Japanese language school so to me JLPT. Now I'm coming to your main JLPT So the JLPT just an acronym. It's a word, a short word, represented here. Japanese language proficiency tests.
Okay.
Japanese language
proficiency test, JLPT.
JLPT. Now, JLPT. Say the okay first, no. Say Japanese ni be or person or English and foreign national be on English and your mukasa no to ko UK or so person wedding. But I say you have to check your ability.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many, from passion projects to enterprise-grade systems, everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
One year ago, Ousmane Sonko stood at the center of Senegal's political revolution. Today, he stands at the center of what many call its biggest uncertainty. For years, Sonko was Senegal's most prominent opposition figure. He inspired a generation of young Senegalese people demanding change. Sonko was barred from running for president himself, but he backed Bassirou Diomaye Faye, helping propel him to victory in 2024.
La charge de président de la République du Sénégal.
Sonko became prime minister, and together they promised a new era for one of West Africa's most stable democracies. But that alliance has fractured. I'm Nicholas Hawke at the National Assembly in Senegal. The West African nation is facing mounting debt and economic pressure. President Diomaye Faye dismissed Ousmane Sonko as his prime minister. Days later, the parliament elected him as speaker, giving him a powerful platform at the heart of Senegalese politics. So, what happened between the two men that once shared a common political vision? And what does their split mean for the future of Senegal? President of the National Assembly of Senegal, Ousmane Sonko, talks to Al Jazeera. Ousmane Sonko, President of the National Assembly, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera. So we're inside the parliament, inside the National Assembly, and a couple of blocks down is the presidential palace, where one of your closest allies and friends, Diomaye Faye, is now residing. Now, you're both friends, you're both allies, you both even spent time in prison together. You even chose him as your stand-in candidate during the presidential election. And just a few months ago, he said, "If there's no trust, then I will separate myself from him," when you were prime minister. And a month later, he dismissed you as his prime minister. Who broke the trust?
Merci pour cette question. Il n'y a pas eu...
There was no issue of trust. What happened was not a matter of trust. You know very well the reasons that led to the split. They had nothing to do with trust. I would rather not dwell too much on this separation. As you know, every political system is made up of alliances and separations. What matters most, first, why we parted ways, and second, how we did so. We parted ways because we had different views regarding our commitments to the Senegalese people. It was about the program. It was not about individuals, nor about power. It was about the commitments we made to the Senegalese people. And how did we separate? In many countries around the world, even in some of the world's oldest democracies, but especially in Africa, political splits are often extremely painful and have serious consequences. They frequently lead to turmoil that can even destabilize a country. What is worth noting here is that our separation took place peacefully and calmly, with each of us continuing to fulfill the responsibilities that the Senegalese people had entrusted to us. President Diomaye was elected by the Senegalese people to serve as president. He appointed me prime minister, a position I held for just over 2 years. I had chosen to continue supporting him for a while. However, our differences ultimately led us to part ways. I have now returned to the responsibilities that the Senegalese people entrusted to me, namely leading the National Assembly. Today, what concerns me most and what will occupy my time and energy is making this National Assembly a truly great institution.
Are you still friends with him? You chose him as your stand-in candidate to be the president of this country. What's the relationship like now?
Pour moi, ce n'est pas nécessaire de rester figé sur l'histoire aujourd'hui.
For me, there is no point in remaining fixated on history. Today, we must deal with the present and look toward the future. I believe that destiny plays a role in everything that happens and that God ultimately determines our paths. But God acts through very specific means. In this case, He entrusted me with the responsibility of choosing my party's presidential candidate, and I chose one man.
Et je considère dans tous les cas que c'est ma responsabilité personnelle, certes.
Of course, that was my personal responsibility.
Après, ce qui s'est passé,
But if it had not been God's will, I would not have chosen him. What happened during those 2+ years can be judged not only by the Senegalese people, but by the world at large. What matters today, as I said earlier, is that this separation took place under the most peaceful conditions possible. The Senegalese people determine their future. They alone make their choice.
les actes, la démarche et la conduite de chacun et en tirer toutes les conséquences au moment venu.
Now, we are inside the National Assembly. A question that many Senegalese people are asking themselves today is, who's in charge of the country? Is it you, the president of the National Assembly, or is it President Diomaye Faye, the president that's sitting in the presidential palace?
Non, je pense que
No, I don't believe the leadership of this country is in question. In a well-organized country with functioning institutions, the issue is not who governs or who makes the decisions. Each institution exercises the powers assigned to it by the Constitution and is fully responsible for its own sphere of authority. Operationally, the President determines the nation's policies and has them implemented through the government. The National Assembly oversees the implementation of those policies and evaluates them. From a legal standpoint, the President issues decrees while the National Assembly passes laws. The division of responsibilities is perfectly clear. There is no room for confusion. The confusion some people seek to create is entirely artificial.
Right, but you were elected on this promise to change the way the Constitution is managed. And you put in a law through this parliament, more or less giving perhaps less power to the president, more power to the National Assembly, where you are now president. Now, that law was rejected, or at least we heard that there's, by the Justice Minister, there will be a referendum. Isn't there here a constitutional crisis or a crisis of power?
non, absolument pas.
Absolutely not. You shouldn't use the word crisis because there is none, and there will not be one. What I see is a small political group in Senegal that has lost almost all of its political momentum, supported by a small segment of what is described as civil society. I also see certain international media outlets seemingly determined to portray the situation as a crisis. In reality, what is happening is entirely normal. Today in France, President Macron does not have a parliamentary majority. Does that mean France is in crisis or that the country has become unstable? In a few months, the United States will hold midterm elections. President Trump could lose his majority. Would that automatically constitute a crisis? Of course not. It is true that this situation is unprecedented in Senegal and perhaps even rare in Africa. Some people, therefore, want to portray it as a crisis.
So if it's not a crisis, what is it?
There is no crisis. The country is functioning properly. The institutions are functioning properly. Parliament is doing its job. The executive is doing its job. Local governments are doing their job. Everyone is carrying out their responsibilities. There is no crisis in Senegal, and there will not be one. I want to reassure everyone and continue encouraging our partners to place their trust in Senegal and invest here. Now, regarding the constitutional reform you mentioned, Parliament is acting fully within its constitutional role. The Constitution grants both members of Parliament and the President of the Republic the right to initiate legislative reforms. The members of Parliament exercised that right. There is nothing unusual about it. A draft amendment was proposed, adopted by an overwhelming majority in the National Assembly, and submitted to the President. I would like to point out that almost every provision contained in that text is fully consistent with President Faye's electoral platform. The only possible exception concerns the regulation of the President's power to dissolve the National Assembly and Parliament's power to censure the government. Apart from that, every aspect of the proposed constitutional revision reflects the President's own campaign commitments. Why should it be problematic to help a president fulfill the commitments he himself made to the people?
So you're willing to go all the way to fight this challenge in terms of reforming the way that power is distributed here in Senegal. What I'm trying to get at here is this isn't just a constitutional law or reform. It's about democracy, right? In a region where there is a lot of coups, a lot of questioning of how democracy is being played out for people here, whether it be in Senegal or throughout Africa. And yet, through this reform where you say there will be less power to the president, maybe more power to the parliament or more checks and balances, the president who had signed on this program is refusing to sign on this constitutional reform. So why is there not a crisis here?
Cette question, je pense que si vous avez la chance d'interviewer le président,
I think that if you have the opportunity to interview the president, he would be the best person to explain why he is now stepping back from commitments that, in fact, he defended even more strongly than I did, as the public record clearly shows. The Senegalese people want these reforms. You have not seen any mass protests from the Senegalese people against them. And if these reforms were put to a referendum today, I am convinced that an overwhelming majority of Senegalese would vote in favor of them.
Écrasante majorité de Sénégalais qui voteront oui.
Now, let's talk about the economy, because that's perhaps the issue behind all of this. Now, there's growing debt. The IMF has stalled the disbursement of money that it's supposed to give to Senegal because of this. How did you describe this debt? You talked about an odious debt that Senegal is in. Now, what's the issue with this growing debt that Senegal is going through? Under Macky Sall, we were promised a booming economy. You remember? And now we're saying we're a country heavily indebted. We can't get, or Senegalese people cannot get loans from big lenders like the IMF. Isn't that not the heart of the issue here? Not politics, but the economy?
Et je l'ai dit tout le temps, le seul problème auquel nous sommes confrontés aujourd'hui, il est d'ordre économique.
I have said this consistently. The only real challenge confronting us today is economic, particularly in terms of public finances and the budget. Why? Because we inherited a country that was already heavily indebted. When we came into office, the debt to GDP ratio was said to be around 74%, already above the West African Economic and Monetary Union convergence threshold. We then carried out an audit of the public finances and discovered that there was hidden debt. Let me be very clear about this, because part of the opposition has adopted an extremely immature approach, relying on misinformation as its main political strategy. Speaking of odious debt does not exclude the existence of hidden debt. In fact, for debt to be considered odious, it first has to be hidden. Not every hidden debt is...
Come home to royalty. Welcome to Adosu Royal Hotel, located at New Pomo, Akosomo. Nestled in the heart of New Pomo, Akosomo, where the river flows and the breeze whispers peace, lies a sanctuary of comfort, elegance, and love at Dosu Royal Hotel. The moment you arrive, you are not just a guest, you are a family. At Dosu Royal Hotel, love is abundant and every detail is designed with you in mind. A beautiful room with a view of the Volta River, clean cribs bedding, and a local decor. Relax in our spacious air conditionings. Wake up to the serene views and the sounds of nature. And yes, sumptuous breakfast, always with a smile. Whether it's business, romance, or a weekend escape, our Dosu Royal Hotel has the space, the taste, and the grace. Come home to royalty at Dosu Royal Hotel at Kosovo, where love meets luxury. Contact us on 0242 980453 or 020-813-7933. You can send us email at dosuroyalhotel2@gmail.com. Thank you.
Established in the year 1995, the Jospong Group of Companies has become a major source of innovation and sustainability across Africa. The group is dedicated to driving development across diverse sectors and has 76 subsidiaries with the vision of being the most successful holding company and a mission of improving the lives of people. The subsidiaries are categorized into 8 dynamic clusters to provide focused and efficient operations. The Environment and Sanitation Primary Cluster, the cornerstone of our operations. This cluster is vital for effective waste management and sanitation services across Africa. Leading this charge is Zoom Lion Ghana Limited, the largest waste management company in West Africa. From public cleansing to waste collection and transportation, we prioritize maintaining clean, healthy public spaces and promoting sustainable living. Our waste collection services span residential and commercial sectors, employing cutting-edge technology and skilled personnel for efficient, eco-friendly operations. Emerging from this foundation is the Environment and Sanitation Processing Cluster. Key companies like Integrated Recycling and Compost Plant, IRECOP, Accra Compost and Recycling Plant, ACAP, Kumasi Compost and Recycling Plant, KCAP, engage in sorting waste into organic, plastic, and combustible materials. Sewerage Systems Ghana Limited treats and transforms wastewater into usable components. From these, we produce compost, recycled plastics, and alternative fuels, and enhancing resource efficiency. This cluster is also home to our unique medical waste facilities, which uses a microwave technology to process medical waste, safeguarding public health and safety. Others include Zoil Services, Dredge Masters, and Zoom Lion Waste Transfer Stations. Our waste-to-energy initiatives focus on harnessing advanced technologies to transform municipal solid waste, organic waste, and other biodegradable materials into renewable energy sources such as electricity and heat. By capturing methane from waste decomposition and reducing landfill dependency, we are significantly lowering greenhouse gas emissions while promoting energy self-sufficiency across Africa. The Technical and Logistics Cluster encompasses businesses involved in manufacturing, automobile services such as sales and servicing of heavy-duty and light-duty vehicles, and logistical operations. It also supports sectors such as ports and logistics services. It further undertakes industrial and logistical activities, ensuring seamless service delivery across multiple sectors. Commercial and Allied Services Cluster is skilled in customer-facing operations, which includes multimedia and hospitality services. By providing a comprehensive suite of services, it enhances operational efficiency and supports the group's diverse business activities. In here, we have companies such as AH Hotel and Conference, with unique setting for any local and international meetings. KNUST Africa Institute of Sanitation and Waste Management, which is a capacity building initiative in collaboration with KNUST, as well as Appointed Time Printing Limited, leading in cutting-edge technology in printing services, including corrugated packaging initiatives. A media group, Ignite Media, which is made up of Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM. The Financial Services Cluster provides a comprehensive range of financial solutions supporting the group's diverse financial needs. Key companies include Omnibisic Bank, Millennium Insurance for General Insurance, Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, Kimpton Trust for Pensions Trust, Union Capital for Venture Capital, and other investments and various digital payments platforms. This cluster offers financial stability and growth opportunities, underpinning the group's broad array of business activities. Information and Communications Technology Cluster focuses on three main areas: device assembly, software development and data science, fintech and cybersecurity. The group aims to become the business efficiency solutions provider in Ghana. Agriculture and Agribusiness Cluster focuses on reinforcing agricultural productivity and food security. African Agribusiness Consult, AAC, the key player in this cluster, is predominantly involved in the cultivation of rice and other grains, alongside various other farming activities. By leveraging advanced agricultural techniques, this cluster collaborates with scientists from various institutions to enhance crop yields and quality, contributing significantly to food security in the region. The Property and Real Estate Cluster addresses the growing demand for housing and infrastructure, involved in developing innovative real estate projects that enhance living and working environments. This cluster ensures sustainable and resilient urban growth, meeting the needs of modern urbanization. International operations underscores our ambition to expand across Africa and beyond, with footprints in Asia and America, driving global partnerships and international business development. The Jospon Group of Companies is dedicated to driving sustainable development and innovation across Africa. As we continue to grow, we remain steadfast in our commitment to making a positive impact on society and the environment.
Jospon Group of Companies, fostering sustainable development through partnership.